Today we're going to be talking about a 6'4" guard out of Indiana State who recently entered the transfer portal after his coach departed. I truly believe he is one of the best combo guards available in the portal and shoots tremendous splits from 3, from 2, can do it all, and even do some things with the ball in his hands. The breakdown of Ryan Conwell is coming at you now. Hello and welcome back. It's another day, another transfer portal spotlight. Today we're going to be looking at 6'4" guard out of Indiana State, Ryan Conwell. And I'm going to be completely honest, I didn't watch a lot of Indiana State basketball this year. I knew about their big and everyone, the memes about him. But then I saw, so this guy had entered the transfer portal and I was curious. So when I watched his film, I'm not going to lie, he really stood out in a lot of ways. And, before we get into, what exactly we love about him, let's just talk about the year that he had at Indiana State. So he averaged 16.5 points a game, really solid free throw shooter, really, really good three-point shooter in a lot of different ways. Was able to handle the ball some for them as well and be a true combo guard for them. And then on the defensive end, wasn't a slouch, averaged over a steal per game, a lot to love. So, as we look at, particular things we want to see from his game, it's really going to come down to 3 or 4 main areas. We're going to look at his ability to get out in transition. We're going to see his ability to sit down and defend. Look at him as a ball handler, in a pick and roll or a drive and kick offense. But we're going to start off with probably what his number one strength is overall, and that's his ability to shoot the ball effectively, in spot up situations. So is there anything prettier in the game of basketball than just a pure lefty jump shot? I mean, it's definitely something that Ryan Conwell has. So, he is able to find space on the perimeter and really sit down and put up looks, whether they're contested or purely unguarded, and be really accurate and consistent with his shot. So as you're watching these clips, some things that I want you just to key in on is he's really good at finding space. So he moves the ball well, he relocates, he's able to slide into open spaces where, the defense may not be keying in on him. It's just super effective, and it really helped out their big, who made a name for himself this year as well, just because he had someone on the perimeter that you can't leave. I mean, the guy shot 40% from 3-point land overall in the year, was like 45% off screens, on catch and shoot opportunities. He was also mid 40s. So there's just a lot to like. I mean, from a pure shooting standpoint, I'm not sure, how you could have much better of a year when you take, a pretty high volume. I think he shot, over 223s on the year. So we're not talking about a small sample size. When it comes to proven shooters, you don't get much more proven than, Ryan Conwell coming in off of a year that he just had. So super exciting prospect when it comes to shooting. All right. So I think that clip package made it, pretty clear. He is a knockdown shooter in the half court, but, he's not one dimensional. That's not all there is to his game. I really want to take a second and highlight how good he is in transition. So you're going to see some examples of him getting out, both as a ball handler and as a spot up threat in transition, and get a chance to see what he does in that scenario. If there's one thing that really bothers me, it's just when a player gets to the point where they are so one-dimensional in transition that it just detracts from the team as a whole and can make the transition game sloppy. That's not a problem with Ryan Conwell. So he is dynamic. And when I say dynamic, I mean he is comfortable getting the ball, off of an outlet pass and just attacking and blurring the rim and getting an opportunity where, he's able to finish creatively, which he does pretty well. But he's also comfortable if another guard has the ball, just sprinting to a spot, being a corner shooter. So you're going to see throughout this entire clip package, both of those examples. So he is, if he gets the rebound, which he did a couple times in this clip package, or gets an outlet pass, he is going to take off and attack until he's stopped. And when you see examples of when the defense fails to pick him up or stop him in transition, he's just going to go to the rack and score and be comfortable with that and take it. But, as a shooter, again, he is excellent at running, sprinting hard, getting to his spot, and getting open looks. And he knocks them down at an incredibly high rate. I think he was, again, mid 40s from 3 in transition, which is a good number, especially in today's brand of basketball where you see, players shooting more threes in transition than ever. not only does he take those shots and feel comfortable taking those shots, but he's also proven he makes those shots at a really high clip. One thing also that I like about him is he runs to the right spot. It's never to somewhere that's crowded or forcing up contested threes. He gets generally open looks, knocks them down, and shares the ball when he needs to. So I really love it when a shooter can also be a threat with the ball in their hands and make things happen and get their teammates involved. So in this next clip package, we're going to look at Ryan Conwell as a ball handler, see what he was able to accomplish there on opportunities where he wasn't able to score. So we'll break down some of those opportunities, show you how he's able to drive, get paint touches, and create. I definitely think in an ideal world, Ryan Conwell is an off ball guard who is still heavily involved in a half court offense. And I think that's an ideal situation for him. You're not asking him to be the primary ball handler where he's not able to get, a ton of looks because he's having to create so much for others. But I think he is truly a dynamic combo guard. So he is extremely comfortable with the ball in his hands. If he gets closed out on aggressively on the perimeter, he's able to break his defender down. And what I really see that he excels at most is he's able to get paint touches, create for others, draw attention. So you just saw in that last clip right there, he just takes one dribble in, gets a little paint touch, gets two defenders sucked in on him and kicks it over. But, he excels at finding the open man. He makes a smart pass. He's not really forcing the ball too much. Did have some turnovers last year, but if someone's handling the ball that much, it's a bit to be expected. Overall, I love his ability to be active in the offense, even when he's not just shooting the ball. I want to finish up here by just going through and looking at Ryan Conwell as a defender. Is he able to sit down and play consistent defense? I don't think that defense is a calling card to his game necessarily, but I do believe that he can be an effective defender in the right scheme, and I think he brings a lot of toughness and grit, where you would want to see it from your shooters. I don't think Ryan Conwell profiles as like your team's lead defender or someone who's going to guard the opposing team's best player. With that being said, I think that he brings a lot of grit to the table. He is a hard worker. He does apply ball pressure. He has quick enough feet to where he can stay in front. I do really like the fact that he fights hard through ball screens. So in today's world where switches are all the more common and people are just giving up switches for free, I really do feel like Ryan Conwell makes defenders work to get that switch, work to get open. He's smart with the angles that he attacks on defense. So on a lot of these clips, you're going to notice he is sending these guys hard to the baseline, hard to the sideline, and is aggressive with his hands. So he does cause some turnovers. I would say it's a strength of his. He's going to, if you put him on a pure shooter, like that's someone that you're confident can stay in front, can make smart decisions closing out, and can force them into mistakes. Lastly, when he gets switched off onto a post defender, we've seen this with other taller guards over the past couple of years. He's able to really fight, be aggressive, not just get posted up on, not play behind, and make that difficult. So overall, love the effort, love what he can bring to the table as a complementary piece. So that wraps up our breakdown on Ryan Conwell. He is in the portal. He is taking visits. I think, my initial thoughts after watching his film and doing these kind of analysis of his stats and of his play, this, I really feel like, this kid's going to be a steal. He brings so much to the table. I love a lefty shooter. I love his ability to get out and transition, either with the ball in his hands and push it until someone stops him, or his ability to find his teammates when he's covered. He's a bit of a heady player. He doesn't force things a ton. Shot really good splits, all while still giving effort on the defensive end. Which when you have a guy who can score like he can, that's really what you're looking for from him. Is hey, can you still sit down and give effort? I think he's going to elevate the ceiling of whatever team he ends up at. But let me know. Put down a comment in the comments below. Put your prediction in. Where do you think he's going to end up? As always, my only ask of you guys is, if you enjoyed these videos, please like and subscribe. It helps me out, helps extend the reach of the channel, and allows me to keep doing this, as long as I can. But I appreciate all of you guys watching this. Hope you have a great day.